Hi guys, it's Andy from Man City Fan TV. How's everyone today? Hope you're well. Hope you enjoyed let me just turn this off. Hope you enjoyed the new sort of collaboration with J Cactus. If you've not seen it, go on the channel. I've just put a teaser sort of clip out there and a little bit of the audio. And yeah, so that was an interesting thing. Been working for the last 4 weeks and came across him and sort of started chatting to him looked at some of his videos and you know, his music might not be for everyone's taste, but certainly I like it because I listen to it all the time in my house with my lads. So I spoke to him and basically sort of said, you know, is there any way that you could do something for Man City Fan TV? And you know, put something together, and sort of said, well, what are your ideas? And I said, well, I'd like it to be sort of Manchester-based theme and Man City if preferable. And he said, yeah, leave it with me, mate. I'll come up with something. I'm going to go in the studio next week and I'll write something down this weekend, and I'll basically go in the studio, record something. And then he sent me something a couple of weeks ago and I was listening to it, and he said, this is just a rough edit. I'm going to go in the studio. The producer's going to like put all the wrappings around it and everything else. Wrapping, I mean the music and the sound and everything else, the production. And then he sent me something the other day and said, this is the first part of it. This is just like a teaser clip. We've got to record the other verses and things like that. So he said, but what I've done is I've done a bit of an introduction and put a video together for you. And yeah, I hope this is what you're looking for. And I watched it yesterday when he sent it through yesterday morning. I was like, wow, this is exactly what I wanted. So I can't wait until J Cactus's releases the full version with the other verses. That'll no doubt probably have other Man City players named in there. And that's going to be our theme for the brand new introduction video to Man City Fan TV. So hope you like it. Like I said, it might not be for everybody's taste, but I like it. So it's like anything. You have to go with what you feel is right, and I like it. So it's my channel, so it's the most important thing. So if everyone likes it, don't forget, go over, give us your comments, and if you want to go over and follow him, go and look at the video. Like I said, it's just a snippet, and the links are below to go and follow J Cactus, and hopefully we can promote him and get him out there and spread the word about his work, because he's got several other videos on his YouTube channel, and I like it because I'm brought up, my lads are just constantly playing hip hop and grime and everything else. So my wife loves it and everything else. So it's just constantly on in our house. So that's why I went down that route with J Cactus. So fingers crossed, we'll be pushing him on the channel as much as we can and hopefully get him out there. And who knows, could be the next Bugsy Malone. Doing some stuff at Man City in the future. But anyway, let me get back to your comments. Minam Motion, sorry. Hi Andy, how are you? Please tell me Leroy's going nowhere. Can't tell you that, mate. I said it yesterday, didn't I? Said it before anyone else did. I said yesterday on the live vlog that I've got real concerns and it's not looking any better today. Benignism, hello Andy, what's good, mate? Yeah, how are you, buddy? Hi all, says Rubto Blondie. Levi Cap, I'm on this time. Welcome, Levi. Martin Horsfield, hi Martin, how are you, buddy? Rubto Blondie, Jay's City song is mighty, mate. Do you like it? I'm glad you like it. Like I said, it might not be for everybody, but I like it. So that's the main thing, because, you know, you sometimes just got to take a risk. And like I said, it's not about Man City Fan TV, it's about promoting Jay and his work, and I'm more than happy to push his work out there. Marcus is on. Hi Marcus, how are you, mate? Blue Heart, hi Andy, not my cup of tea, but thanks. But, well, sorry, not my cup of tea, thanks, but if the youngsters like it, fair play. Well, like I said, Rubto Blondie, normally not mine either, but I liked it. Good, thank you. Blue Heart, Christmas wrapping is all I can do. Joseph Beatty, hi Andy, that J Cactus song sounds good. Thank you, mate. Sam Jarvis says, hi, how are you, Sam? Blue Heart, it will probably grow on me. It will do, and I'm sure when he sends me sort of the second verses and things like that, and it all comes together, and once it's all finished, then we'll make the introduction video for Man City Fan TV, and that's going to be the first thing that people see. Because I've been wanting to do it for a while, but we use music tracks and things over some of the videos, but I wanted something specific that was written about Man City solely for Man City Fan TV. So that's why I went with J Cactus. Blue Heart, I'm spinning on my back as we. You're doing a bit of body popping. Did you like that? Bernard Deneen, hi Andy and guys. Just listen to J Cactus. Got me cap on sideways and my jeans halfway down my legs now. Brilliant. Roberto Blondie, even if that type of music is not to your style, it's still worth subscribing to him and giving support for his efforts. Thank you. That's what it's all about. As I said, it's not, it's just about trying to push a young lad trying to make his way in sort of the music industry, and go and watch some of his videos. His videos are decent as well. They are, and I like him, and I like his sound, and I like everything about it. So, yeah, go and support him. It's about just, it's for no other reason. It's just about giving a young lad an opportunity to try and, put his style, his talent out there, and supporting it in the northwest of England. Martin Osfield, what we all think about Douglas. We're going to talk about that, mate. Is Douglas off to Villa? We don't know yet. Joseph BT, Leroy's off. We need Everton or Mbappe now. Douglas has gone. He hasn't gone yet. I'm good. Thank you, Andy. How are you? I'm very good. Roberto Blondie, at least this year we will get to see Douglas Luiz in the Premier League. Not necessarily. We don't know whether it's signed, sealed and delivered yet. Villa got a permit. That makes no sense. Well, I'll talk about that. And that's why hold your horses on all this. It's like a big rumour mill, gossip mongering, and it's, that's still got to be approved. Yeah. You got moves, Andy. More of that arm wave. Hey, I want too bad in my ute. I was brought up in my sort of early music sort of thing was, obviously my parents and everything else were into all sorts of stuff, but in my sort of 80s, 81, 82, I was really into hip-hop when it came out, when it first sort of came to the UK around about 1980. I really got into it, and obviously a few of my mates that were in Wythenshawe in the school that I was in were black guys, and which there weren't many, trust me. But I used to hang around with them because I played football with them, and they were really into sort of hip hop. So it got me into hip hop, and that's why all this sort of new romance type of stuff, this electric sort of pianos and all those, I just hated it. I absolutely hated it. And I was just banging to sort of like hip hop, old school hip hop, what we would say old school now. So yeah, so I like all that stuff. I like grime. I like everything like that. So if Sane leaves, it's got to be for minimum 120. We'll see. Just shared this latest video on Facebook and Twitter. Thanks, Bernard. I really like J Cactus' song I Own a Beat, so thank you very much. Do you think PSG will get Leroy? Not sure, don't know, but I did talk about that last night. Bernard Dinning saw Andy at Wigan Pier doing his moves back in the day, sadly. Hey, I've been up to Wigan Pier a number of times. Shellers one, hi Andy, hi all. Wome, if PSG wants Sane, give us Neymar and Mbappe. I think we'd need to spend a lot of money on top of that. Is there any news on Danny Alves? Don't really want him personally. Nothing different to what I spoke about it last night on the live vlog. Blue Heart, I've been rapping for 3 minutes now. Where did I put the sellotape? Really feel for the guitar at the moment. Cheeky bugger. James Davis, Andy, are you going to West Ham away? If I can get a ticket, I will do. Dragon Meat, I'm watching Wimbledon. It's really good. My lad he's just come back from his night out last night after his graduation, so he's just come home. He's on the sofa now watching it. He loves his tennis, so for me, I'm not that fussed about it. Do you listen to any newer grime artists? Yeah, I do. Only from what my lads play, because I'm constantly, I must admit, because I'm not one to just sit here and listen to music. I'm too busy with work and the channel, but in the background on the, it's just constantly on Alexa, and it's bang, 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 you know. And I'm going, who's this? Who's this one? I've not heard this one before. And they'll say it, and I can't remember. I can't remember half the names, but I do listen to it. I've got it on my phone. I've got them on my phone, and listen to quite a number of them. Sorry, oh, I've got an itch. Marcus says J Cactus deserves more hits and subs. Let's hope so. That's the plan. Is to try and that's the only plan. It's just to try and push him out there, and give him a leg up if we can, even if it's an extra couple of thousand likes or subscribers. Sam Jarvis, you go to Community Shield. I still don't know. I've got a ticket, but I might be going away. I might be overseas at the time that it's on. So everything is last minute at this moment in time in the summer with my business. So I'm waiting. I'm going away next week overseas, and then I'm not sure what is happening yet. I can't. So I'll either give the ticket away or I'll go. And if I can go, I'm definitely going without a shadow of a doubt. James Davis, I am Sam. I am Sam. In that film. Kiam, hi Andy, happy Friday everyone. Love the videos. Ryan and Jay, good to see young lads on the channel. Thank you, mate. That's another part of it. We don't just want old farts like me on the channel. So yeah, the interview with Ryan that I did last night was really good. And go over and have a watch of the video if you haven't already. It's a really nice lad from Carlisle, Man City fan. So yeah, some of his choices, I was like, oh, what? Notts County as your best game and things like that. So Joseph Beattie, Dig That is the best grime artist. Okay. Roberto Blondie, Kiam, yep, agreed. Beninism, the Four Owls. Can't say I know those names, I must be honest. What's your opinion on the sale of Luiz to Villa? It's not sold, so it's not a sale because he hasn't been sold. Nah, H is the best grime artist, says Sam Jarvis. What did Douglas Luiz ever do in the City shirt? Nothing. Dragon Meat, search up Rav. He really is a rapper with 55 subs. Iana Moran, did you see Man City's tweet about Peter Crouch? No, I haven't, Iana Moran. What's that all about? With Peter Crouch. What's Peter Crouch got to do with City? He seems a good lad. He seems a good laugh. Is he retired or something? I heard something on TalkSport when I was driving before, and they were talking about him. Is he finally retired, or is he still going? I think he's, what, 37, 38? He's had a decent career. You've got to give him his due. So, anyway, right. He's retired. He has retired. I thought it might have been. I just sort of caught the end of something when I got in my car. And they were talking about him. So what was the tweet that City put out? I'm not sure what it is. Isn't he on TalkSport now? Who, Peter Crouch? He might sort of do guest appearances. I must admit, I've not heard him on TalkSport as an official presenter. That's not to say he might not come on and do it. I'm sure he possibly will do. Blue Heart says, signings off to PSG. I saw him buying a French stick in Tesco's. Yeah, right. I'm going to look at some news, and let's deal with the Douglas Luiz one first, because well, before I talk about it, I'll ask you guys, what are your thoughts on the rumours that Douglas Luiz is going to Aston Villa for £15 million? I mean, what are your thoughts? No thoughts? You're not bothered? Luiz deal thought he was 15 million with a buyback clause. Well, that's the additional sort of rumour, because that's all it is, a rumour. Sounds like crazy talk, says Iona Beats. Good money for a non-starter, Marcus. I'm probably with you on that one. BB Sport have it front page on their site that a 15 million agreement has been made. Not quoting anybody though, because I've read that. A bit of a bob, not bad. Dragon Meat. Sam Giles, I'd be happy for him to go. Rodri now, maybe a buyback clause for the future though. Good price, but how did he get a permit? Exactly. Going to talk about that. Barcelona, Griezmann confirmed. Neymar wanted. FFP entered the chat. Kiam, he has a lot to prove, so good for him to get a game in. Let's see. Buyback clause is a must. So how can Villa get a work permit? Going to talk about that. If he does go, how could we not get right? Okay. That seems to be the big crux of the whole thing. There's been lots of rumours and tittle-tattle and whatever else. Nothing is confirmed because all this is on pure speculation that Aston Villa will... Well, the rumours are Aston Villa are confident that they potentially will get a work permit, potentially. Now, with regards to the Douglas Luiz thing, well, as we know, Manchester City couldn't get a work permit. Now, to get a work permit, you have to play 30% of international games for your nationalised country, which, as we know, is Brazil for Douglas Luiz, over a 2-year period. Now, he hasn't done that. It's that simple. End of. So that sort of takes out one side of the whole debate. So he hadn't done that. We knew that. The next thing is that you can apply to what's called the exceptions panel, and they will look at the whole application with regards to whether they believe that he will get game time at the club that you're applying for the work permit for. The thing is it's the work. What did you say? Work permit is based on point system, and Villa can obtain it due to his wages percentage of. No, they can't. No, they can't. They have to prove that he will start. They have to prove that he will be a starter and get the right X amount of game times. For it's nothing to do with a fee that is paid. Absolutely nothing to do with a fee that is paid. Nothing. So City could buy somebody for 30 million quid, which might seem a lot of money. Might seem a lot of money, but it doesn't mean to say that City will play him. It's that simple. It could quite easily be a £30 million signing and sit on the bench. What they've got to do is they've got to somehow justify to the exceptions panel that he will be a definite starter or will get X amount of games within Aston Villa. Let's say Aston Villa, because that's the rumour club. Now, City couldn't do that with the exceptions panel. They tried and it failed because the exceptions panel basically said there's no way that they don't believe that Douglas Luiz would be a starter for Manchester City. He just wouldn't. You only have to look at the players that are ahead of him. Rodri, Gundogan, Bernardo Silva, Kevin De Bruyne, Phil Foden even. All the others that potentially could play in a midfield role. Doesn't have to be a specific role. Fernandinho. So they'll look at it and go, no, we can't make an exception for that Douglas Luiz because there's absolutely no way that you can tell us and convince us that he is definitely going to be playing for Manchester City. There isn't. There's no case to be answered for. Hence why City couldn't get through the exception panel appeal for his visa work permit. So what this is why Villa have come out and basically said, we think, not certain, we think that we can get the application past the exceptions panel. That we can say, look, we're going to invest 15 million quid. Now, don't forget, 15 million pounds for Villa with the amount of money that they have spent is not a lot of money. Okay, so it's nothing to do with the money. They have got to somehow justify and convince the exceptions panel that he will be a starter for Aston Villa. Now, we know Aston Villa have already spent well over £100 million already. So they're throwing quite a lot of money at Villa on players. So if they can convince the exceptions panel that he will be a starter, he will get plenty of Premier League games, then there is a slim chance that Douglas Luiz will be granted a work permit. to play for Aston Villa. That's the difference between Manchester City and Aston Villa. That is the only difference. It's nothing to do with the size of the fee, nothing to do with that whatsoever. It's a sole overriding decision made by the exceptions panel, and that would you have to justify that. That's why City couldn't get one for Douglas Luiz, because we all know as fans anyway, and there's no way that the people who sit on the panel are going to somehow sit there with a representative from Man City saying, oh yeah, he'll definitely play loads of games for us, and they'll just laugh and go, you're joking, aren't you? You just spent 62.8 million quid on Rodri. You've got Fernandinho that is going to have not only next year, but sign another extended contract. You've got Phil Foden, who's already played for City. You've got Kevin De Bruyne. You've got David Silva. You've got Bernardo Silva. You've got Zinchenko, who can play in a midfield role. Where is he going to play? Where is he possibly going to play? So that's the top and bottom of the Douglas Luiz thing. They still haven't been granted, as far as I know, unless something has come in within the last 20 minutes. They still haven't been granted a work permit. They have to apply for it. Now, whether we sell him, and I would imagine if we do sell him for 15 million quid, I'm sure there will be a buyback clause in there, because it seems that City are doing this, letting Villa get him the work permit, and then at some point be able to, once he's played an X amount of games for Villa, then in the future, if he does well, we could potentially buy him back. But is it a good move? Yeah, because he's not going to get game time at Man City. There's no chance, absolutely no chance. So it's only like loaning him out again, which is not great, because we'll still potentially have the work permit issues again in the future. So if Villa do, and they can somehow convince the exceptions panel that he will play, and they do play him, then with a buyback clause, it makes sense just to see how he plays, because let's face it, he hasn't done a great deal, really. I think 46 games or something, no goals, or, in the last 2 seasons. I mean, it's, go on then, Shedders, why am I wrong? Go on, tell me. I've looked into it, so tell me why I'm wrong, mate. What am I wrong on? At Villa, Luiz will probably be in the top 25% of earners, so that gets him 3 points straight away. You only need 4 points to get through. He should get at least 1 for playing in the top league. Well, you could quite easily turn round and say, well, he'll get points if we bought him for City. And probably 15 million will be in the top 50% of transfers, so that'll be 2. What? So 15 million in the top transfers for Aston Villa that they've signed. They've already signed over £100 million worth of players, mate, which will give him 6 points. At City, they only get 1 point for playing for Girona. So look at the transfer list for Aston Villa already. That he started 7 games last season. Yeah, I know. It's a wise move. We have time in our hands. He's a young lad, and if he takes the league by... Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. This is what I'm saying. It's absolutely makes sense if Villa can push through a work permit. Now, if they can do, it makes absolute sense to see what he's like. If there is a buyback clause, which, like I said, the rumours are that City are definitely going to put a buyback clause if he goes to Aston Villa. And if they are successful with regards to the actual work permit application through the exceptions panel. So, City, well, sorry, let me just go back and... So go on then, Shedders, tell me, go back on what I've just said there, if you can reply. And I'm not saying you're wrong, I'm saying the applications panel will look at the fact of games that he will play. It doesn't necessarily mean about percentage of transfer fee. It doesn't necessarily mean that just because you pay £15 million, that is going to guarantee that you will be getting a work permit. You've got to somehow justify to the exceptions panel that he will play games. Otherwise, City could quite easily get the same points or percentage of points towards their application when it was turned down by the exceptions panel. So, James Davis, he started 7 games. Yeah, we got, hey Andy, are we talking about Douglas Luiz? What else is on the agenda today? We're going to talk about well, we're talking about Luiz, we're talking about Sane, we're talking about Gabby Jesus making a statement to Pep. We're talking about Delph now, rumours back again about Galatasaray, and also the fact that, you know, it looks like Pablo Mari is definitely gone. So that's another out of Man City. You missed it, McGank. You were... Oh, don't start on him again. Joseph, give him a break. James Davis, if he struggles to get started, relegate La Liga team, how in the world can he start City? He's never going to start City. And I'll tell you something, it'll be interesting. Be interesting to see if he actually starts, or he will if he gets his work permit, start at Villa, and how he does. Lads, it will come out in the wash like all stubborn stains. 50% of Premier League transfers. Don't know what that means, mate. Are you going to expand on that, Shedders? So basically, it's all about promised game time for Luiz. They have to justify his game time. They have to. They've got to be able to convince the panel that he will play for Villa. Otherwise, he won't get a work permit. Now, you'd have to think, and if you look here, I'll just bring it up. Sorry. See if I can just bring it up here. Right. They've already, if you look at it, if we believe that the £15 million is within, you know, if you're talking about highest transfers, well, they've already signed Wesley for 22.5 million. They've signed Tyrone Mings for 20.1 million. They've signed Matt Target from Southampton for 14.4 million. They've signed Eric Conter for nearly 12 million. They've signed Anwar El Ghazi for 8.1 million. Jota, the right winger, for 4.1 million. Courtney House for 3.1 million. So you only have to look so far this season, they've spent £127.8 million already. So Douglas Luiz at £15 million is, and that's now as it stands. They're still potentially going to be signing other players as well. So £15 million isn't in the. He's not at the top of the list of the transfers that they've bought already. He won't get in the starting 11 over Grealish and McGinn, and this is the other problem. This is the article. I mean, I read an article first thing this morning on it, and it was by a journalist who covers Birmingham, the Birmingham clubs, and he basically said about the fact that same thing, and he turned around and said they've already signed Jota, Anwar El Ghazi, Moraes, Courtney Hawes, Matt Target, Tyrone Mings, Esri Konsa, and the fact that this player is already, what does he say? Let me just bring it in. The fact that, you know, he's still going to be up against midfielders within the Aston Villa setup from last season, never mind any new signings that will be brought in. He said, well, they said he's made 38 league appearances, but I think he's made 46 in total over 2 seasons. And he will be the 4th most costly player if the deal actually goes through. They're already looking at let me just see if I can bring it up. They're already looking at a Ryan Sessegnon as well for 25 million. So they're really in the market for players. I mean, they've got money to spend. The manager's been given the money to spend on there. So, you know, 15 million doesn't put him in in any financial, price range that makes him, wow, he's going to be our big signing. Not at all. Blue Heart says, what if he gets injured first game? We'll see. Manchester is blue. Hi, what do you think about Riyad Mahrez? With regards to what Manchester is blue? Joseph, they play with 3 midfields, so he will start with McGinn and Grealish. Yeah, he could do. Barry Middleton, Dancer. Don't know what that means. JZ Joseph, true point. Manchester is blue. Go to MCF's Man City Fan TV videos. There's for that Mahrez. What do I think about Mahrez videos? I've done a video. I did a full tactical analysis video on Riyad Mahrez. So go over and check that out. You might like it if you're into your sort of Riyad Mahrez videos. Joseph, where's all Villa's money come from? Bloody hell. Well, I mean, they're a well-supported club. They're a really, really well-supported club. So, you know, they've got money. The owner's got money. And obviously, they're speculating to accumulate going into the Premier League, knowing that, you know, there's always the fallback coming back off them. So, they've sold players as well. But we'll see. We'll see what happens with it. Regan says, Andy, mate, do you think we should go for Lamina? No, I don't think so, mate. He's super cheap. No, not at all. Well, you said super cheap at 14 million. He's a midfielder, central midfielder. And at 14 million pounds, Regan, who is he going to replace? And what game time is he going to get at City? What about Sane video returning to training, getting deleted? Yeah, that's one thing I'm going to talk about. Shares, not Villa's transfer, it would be based on percentage of all Premier transfers. And they won't. And they won the playoffs. Yeah, they did. Shares 3 points. Fees the top 25% of all Premier League transfers this summer. 2 points. Fees in the top 20% of all. Sorry, mate. 3 points. Fee is in the top 25% of all Premier League transfers this summer. Fee, I don't get that. 2 points. Fee is in the top 50% of all. What, £15 million is going to be in the top 50% of Premier League transfers this summer? No chance. Who is your favourite Man City player and why? David Silva. Where do you normally sit at the Etihad? Was in the South Stand last season. This coming season, I'm not sure where I'm going to be sat. I'm going to go all over the Etihad and interview fans in different sections. Do you think Danilo will stay? Don't know, mate. I really don't. Hi, Andy. How are you? Where's the office? Upstairs. Up there, mate. So, talk about deleting. I'm going to talk about that now, mate. I'm going to go on to the Sane thing. If I can bring it up. 1 second. Yeah, I mean, mentioned, how can I get an interview with you? What? Coming on the channel? You can email me at that email address, mate. Hello, MRG, how are you? The Sane thing. Well, spoke about it last night on the live vlog, and I said there's I had grave concerns about the fact that PSG allegedly had entered the race for Leroy Sane. Whether that's true or not, there's nothing more has come out really on top of what was said on the video last night. So the only other thing that's come out today really about Leroy Sane is the Bayern Munich link yet again. I mean, it's just every day almost now. But somebody just mentioned on there about the video being deleted. Now, I read an article. Let me just see if I can bring the article up. Oh, it's this one. There's 2 articles. There's one in the Manchester Evening News, but there's another one all about all about Bayern Munich news and commentary. So try and follow what they say and what they're coming out with. And it says the Sane code, they've called it, which is quite clever. 3 signs that prove Leroy Sane is coming to Bayern Munich. Here you go. Sit back and listen to this. It says, grab your tinfoil hat. We're about to take a deep dive into the truth. It's out there on the internet. We'll see. Hi, Steve. How are you, mate? It says, oh my God, it's so exciting, you guys. We're here at Bavarian Football Works. We've compiled a definitive proof that Leroy Sane is about to join Bayern Munich. How so? Well, a large number of factors seem to be coming together to make this transfer a reality, and together they make a compelling case for the winger's impending switch from Manchester City. After all, it's on the internet. It must be true. So they're having a bit of a piss take, really. But they go on to the first part, and it says, Christian Falk, a German journalist who works for Bayern Munich's favourite publication, Bild, is well known in the industry for possessing incredible psychic powers. In another life, he would have had a great career as an X-Man. Unfortunately, even psychics need to pay the bills, and Falk chose to turn to the noble profession of journalism as his outlet. Now, Falk is renowned for his strong insider connections to Bayern, but this couldn't be further from the truth. In reality, he gets his information by astrally projecting to Sabiner Strasse and listening in on confidential meetings and conversations. There is no mole in Munich. Falk is a one-man show. He is Astro Mole Man. Today he shared an update, Leroy Sane, from the club's CEO. Now, that is the same sort of information that we gave you yesterday about Karl-Heinz Rummenigge, the CEO, coming out and basically sort of saying we're very optimistic that the Sane thing's going to happen. The next thing that they pick up on, this article is absolutely, it is jokes, but it's quite funny if you follow it, because what they do is they link to everything that German media are saying about certain things about. It doesn't have to be Sane, it could be something else, but they pick up also on the red hoodie, and they say, here's a quick one that needs no explanation. What are Man City's colours? Blue. What are Bayern Munich colours? Red. Now, Leroy Sane was spotted coming to City training today wearing a red hoodie. Of course, that can only mean one thing. He's joining Bayern Munich. And this was posted by Bayern Mania. And it says, Leroy Sane is back from his vacation with a message, he is wearing red. And they're now going into this whole thing saying it's well known that footballers make their feelings known by their choice of wardrobe, almost like highly paid chameleons. Here, Sane is clearly hinting at his impending move to Bayern, and Man City felt so threatened that they were compelled to delete the tweet and the video. Of course, it would just be that Sane casually chose to wear a red hoodie to training, but that makes no sense. What self-respecting world-class player would wear anything that did not convey his innermost thoughts and desires? So, with regards to the hoodie and the video, the MEN have basically come out and said Man City supporters have hit the panic button after the club deleted a video they posted on Twitter about Leroy Sane returning to training. It's been a busy day at the campus, and several of the internationals who were granted extra time off for the summer returned back to pre-season. Kevin De Bruyne was first through the door, followed by Bernardo Silva and Gundogan and Zinchenko and Sane. Upon their return, City uploaded individual short videos of the players walking back through the door and greeting staff after a summer break, which they do all the time. However, the video of Sane has since been deleted by the club, which has only sent some City fans into complete meltdown over speculation that the German winger could leave the Blues in the summer. And then they go on to the fact that Bayern have been linked and blah 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 blah. But the other one on top of this, we have no idea why that video has been deleted. No idea whatsoever. It could just been, I don't know, it could have been just production issues, could have been a problem with Sane might have image rights that it can only be shown in a certain light. Stank City saying it actually isn't deleted. There you go. So where's that? Post that on here so we can see it, mate. Scott says it's all to do with him wearing Nike, in my opinion. Well, yeah, it's a Nike hoodie and it's in red. But the next thing that the German, Bavarian Football Works, which, like I said, is a bit of a tongue-in-cheek website, but it's quite funny actually. They said the Cornrow twins, and this is the next sort of evidence that they're laughing at with Bayern Munich fans. And he says Sane's national team partner Serge Gnabry, clearly sensing the impending arrival of Leroy Sane, has changed his hairstyle to match that of the young Man City winger. Once Sane arrives, both Bayern's starting left and right wingers will be virtually indisguisable to their opponents, throwing defences into utter confusion with their overlapping runs. When asked about his hairstyle, Gnabry affirmed that he had contact with Sane but refused to say more. It's clear that he knows what's going to happen and sending us true fans a hint of what's to come. And there's a picture of Gnabry training and he's got, obviously, cornrows in his hair. So it's absolute nonsense. It's garbage. Absolute garbage. This whole deleting of videos and garbage. This whole deleting of videos and blah, blah, blah. It's nonsense. It's absolute nonsense. But it doesn't mean to say that the PSG rumours that we spoke about yesterday won't come to fruition. We'll wait and see. Now, I'm hoping, fingers crossed, he signs his contract and we can basically move on. Let me just go back through. Am I there? Shall we know? Miss Much, yeah, you missed a bit, Steve. I think PSG story is agent's last attempt to squeeze a few more quid out of City. Could be Kiam, absolutely. Sam Jarvis, I think he wants to go back to Germany to cement a place in the national team, really, to be honest, as he wasn't picked last year for the World Cup. Well, I mean, he could do, but the thing is that there were comments that came out, Sam, that said Sane was reluctant to move back to Germany because of the invasive nature of the German press on his personal life. So maybe, I don't know, we don't know. What was that true? Was it not? I'm not sure. Benignism says, I'm looking at Twitter, it's still there, that Sane video. Don't panic, says Iona. I'm late, but eventually here's a section. Hi, Andy Bryan. How are you? Iona beats. It's not even a big deal. Liverpool lost Coutinho. Look where they are now. Those are the world-class wingers. Okay, who then? Joseph Peter, who do you think we could get to replace Sane? Sinini Yusuf, 100 million. Costs more. True Joseph, it's just that he's so much, but he has got a lot of potential. Rubber on his San video. Ashki says Man City deleted that video because of the Nike logo shown on it. Okay, that could make sense. Will Davis, hi. Ashki, they then cut it short and uploaded it in an angle where the Nike logo quite possibly could be. But then, what, when players are wearing Adidas boots, do they crop that? Don't seem to be. You've seen players carrying Nike boots and things like that on the Man City TV videos. You don't really see them cutting those out. He's wearing red whilst eating a sausage, Sane. So it's the red thing. We reckon it's the red thing, Cheddars. So that's the reason why. Bananism, KDB was wearing a NASA shirt in that arrival video. Will he be leaving to become an astronaut at NASA? Insigne, Andy, or Everton, even Dembele? Or Everton, even Dembele? I wouldn't take either any of them. I wouldn't take Everton, wouldn't take Dembele, I wouldn't take Insigne. Sam Jarvis, I would love Koulibaly, but doubt it happened. I'd be very surprised. I think they put like £130 million price tag on him. Yeah, they put like £130 million price tag on him. Yeah, no chance. No chance. Big Ed Company. Sane's girlfriend wants to stay in Manchester, but his mum wants to move back to Germany. Where have you got that one from? Good dude. Sterling plays both sides fine. He does. Blue Heart, will VAR change handball in the box? Does. Blue Heart, will VAR change handball in the box to avoid players kicking the ball, deliberately at defenders' arms and hands? What do you think? The thing is, Blue Heart, like I said to you the other day, I said on, well, not to you, but I said on the channel the other day, when Pierluigi Collina came out and said about, there were people complaining, journalists complaining, why are there not enough English Premier League referees on the panel, on the FIFA, rather, referees, international referees panel. And he turned around and said, we can't pick them because because they don't use VAR in full like it is in Europe. So until they do, we can't select them because we can't assess them. Is the stream playing up? Is it? Is the stream playing up? Is it playing up for you? Playing up for you? Maybe it's acting weird, is it? Right, okay. What I'll do is I'll come off. It's lagging. I have no idea why it's lagging. So what I'm doing is rewinding. Idea why it's lagging. So what I'm doing is rewinding. That might be me. My apologies. Let me just go forward. That might be me. I'm just. That might be my fault. Might not be. Am I still on? That was me going back pressing mine. Still on. That was me going back pressing mine. So because it's live, maybe I shouldn't have done that. Am I back on? It's like a ground track. That's it's unusual. It never ever happens. But I buffered on my laptop here. Never happens. But I buffered on my laptop here. Which never normally happens. So I was thinking, oh, let's see what's going on. And maybe did I? It's like Groundhog Day. It keeps repeating, Andy. Right, okay. It keeps repeating, Andy. Right, okay. You have a stutter repeating all the time. Am I live now? Please, can anyone tell me, am I live now? If not, I'll come off. It's still lagging. You need to restart. Right, okay. I'll restart then. Right, okay. I'll restart then.